אפרים שטיינמץ הוא איש עסקים מקראקס ונשואלה.
My wife went with me several times to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe, the big Rebbe, would come in, a lady would stand up and say hello to her, stand up from his office, from his chair, tell her, please sit down. And I would take a chair, you know, the Rebbe's desk was there, and I would stand next to the desk, and then I would take a chair a little bit more in the back and sit down my wife. He would talk with the Rebbe on many things, and my wife would also say a few things, and the Rebbe would listen. And one of the things was that we wanted to leave Venezuela at a certain time because the children were growing, and my wife was worried what's going to be with Chינוך, and you know. So we came to the Rebbe and told him our story. So the Rebbe said, you know, lechatchile, I am not for anybody moving where he is because there is hashgacha protius, and there is a mission which one has to fulfill in the country he lives, and said your husband is doing what he has to do. But if you want to try, you could. I tell you the truth, Efraim. I see in your wife's eyes a lot of sadness. He was sitting there, I mean, it was very hard to look at the sadness of my wife's eyes, but he saw it. And look, maybe you should try. But I want to warn you, don't, like they say in English, he said to me, he said it in English, don't burn your bridges behind you. You come and see how things work. If not, you always have your contacts there and so forth. But he told us a very interesting story which no chosed ever heard, and I told it to even Rabbi Groner or Chadakov, I think, and he told us, to my wife and me in that occasion, that when he was a little boy, about 7 he thinks he was, he smiled, my father told my mother that, you know, Mendele can't stay here anymore because he can't learn anything here. So we have to send him to another place where he can learn, he said. So my mother, he did like this with us. He said, oh, my little Mendele, you're going to send him away so far to learn? He's very little yet, he's very young. No, I had to leave. So I remember I stayed in a place, and in the morning I would get up about 4:30, dawn, and have a little lantern. He did like this, like a little lantern, you know, it's a light there, little lantern, and walk to the cheder to learn. And he laughed to my wife and said, "Is that es hat noch gut nicht geschaut? You see, nothing, it didn't do me any harm." She laughed. So she laughed back, and I said, all right. And we did go to the States for a while, and then it didn't work out so well. So I went back to Rabbi. He asked me, you didn't burn your bridges behind you, did you? So I said, no.